Hey guys, J-Man Selections on the J-Zone. This whole thing's war's been going on, Naruto versus One Piece. I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on just both of the series and how I think they're equal. Um, First off, I'm just gonna identify the two big flaws with both of these series feel feel a problem for them. First off, with Naruto character development, there's a problem there that Kishimoto needs to address. The way Kishimoto likes to do his story, the way I see it, is that he wants the pacing to go well. But the problem with that is that certain characters do get neglected. The biggest example of this is the Konoha 11. I would say around about half of the Konoha, okay, less than half of the Konoha 11 have good enough character development for a series that has over 500 chapters. And those five, I would say, that do have decent, okay, five or six that do have decent enough ones. Naruto, Sakura, Shikamaru, I can say Neji and Lee. Those five, yeah. The rest of them, not really. Hinata, 10-10. I mean, 10-10 is just the most throwaway character I've ever seen in a long running series, to be honest. Um, like, all of those other characters get neglected, and I would have liked to see Kishimoto do more with that. I think what he wanted to do in the first part of the series was give you a base for each one of these characters. So he had that thing with Neji. Neji's whole ideology was it's about destiny, and he's whoever's predestined to go to a place is going to end up there. And Naruto had a different ideology. If you work hard for something, you're going to get it. And then that was the whole thing with Neji. Lee's whole thing with the natural talent versus the training. 10-10, I mean, she got a little bit of a shine when she fought Tamari. Everyone was like, oh, she's a cool character. Ino had the rivalry with Sakura, which was her sort of spotlight. Um, Shino had that little whole thing with Conqueror. We saw that he was a strong individual. Hinata had that whole thing with Neji. I mean, each one of them, especially in the tuning exam, was where they each had a spot to shine, and they each had their initial character development, which is great. And he gave us that as a base for each one of those characters. But in Shippuden, we don't get that because it's focusing on Naruto's goal to be Hokage, which he must bring back Sasuke because that's his biggest obstacle. And that is another problem that people have. Actually, wait 1 minute. Let me bring this back to One Piece. One Piece does this more well because each one of the Straw Hats has a really um, uh, each one of the Straw Hats is very different, very diverse, has really unique pasts and backgrounds. We have Nico Robin, who was just her whole entire. Actually, I don't want to spoil too much, but basically, she had a really sad past. The reason why she is the type of character she is because of what happened in her past. She literally had to run around all of her life because people were labeling her as this killer, this monster. I don't want to go too much because I don't want to spoil this for people. And you have ones like Zoro where he made a promise to a friend. Like each of them have really different and really intricate backgrounds, and he develops them so well. Like Zoro goes from one extreme end to the other extreme end. His character development is great, but we don't see as much of that as in Naruto. Another flaw with Naruto would be that he some of the themes in his story he overdoes. Kishimoto has this whole thing with Naruto Sasuke Ultimate Rivalry, which you can see where he got his influences from Akira Toriyama. Both of these guys got their influences from Akira Toriyama. Akira Toriyama had Vegeta and Goku. Kishimoto has Naruto and Sasuke, but Kishimoto a bit overdoes this a bit too much. Like we're seeing this a lot in the recent war arc where he's just overplaying that, and that's one of the things that people have a problem with in Naruto. He overplays certain things in the series that he shouldn't do too much. Oda's problem, he has two glaring problems as well. One of them being the pacing of One Piece. The first three sagas, not arcs, sagas of One Piece, pretty slow paced. Um, I mean, even in the first saga, let's look at that. The first saga of One Piece, the only thing that stands out as something really great was the Arlong Park arc because I mean, I don't want to. I'm trying not to spoil, but everybody knows who's a One Piece fan. That arc really stands out in the East Blue arc, but the rest doesn't so much. And then we go on. Alabasta gets a bit too better, but it's a really long arc and it's nothing too special. Skypiea just takes. Skypiea isn't even relevant to the story at the moment because that whole arc was basically foreshadowing. That whole saga was foreshadowing. A whole saga devoted to foreshadowing of Haki. And I know Haki is a big plot device in the recent One Piece chapters, but still a whole saga devoted to that. And you can't say to me that, oh, no, Skypiea is relevant. Inaru hasn't come back yet in the story, so it's not relevant. The only thing that was relevant was the foreshadowing of Haki. That's one of Oda's problems. His pacing is not very well. And look. Let's just do this maths wise. For you guys that are not good at maths, Oda, he has over 600 chapters, and the halfway point of One Piece was around about 600 chapters exactly. That was around about where the halfway point was. If we do that just in terms of numbers, his series is estimated to end at around about 1,200 chapters, whereas Kishimoto's one's probably going to end around about 600 chapters, give or take. And that's just in terms of numbers. And like, if I look at it the way I see it, it's going to end at probably around about 1,000 chapters, but still, that's really long. Hajime no Ippo, that's a really long series in my opinion. That hasn't even got to 1,000 chapters yet. Is that around about 960 something? So Oda, not the best pacing. Another thing about his series is that he has a tendency to come up with really weird art style and really weird character designs that can scare off people. Even Koth, one of the reasons why I think One Piece will never get on TV, and if it does get on TV, it will never get far enough. Even Koth, that is such a weird character design, so hideous and so weird. I don't think it will resonate with that type of audience. But then again, Oda has a really great art style. The Ryugu Palace, such great. I mean, his art for me is amazing, but a few times it's really off. And I don't like the way his panels are rather cluttered at some points. There's just too much on each page sometimes, and I don't like the way he does that. But Kishimoto, in terms of art style and stuff like that, is better, and his pacing's better as well compared to Oda. Especially the first half of Naruto, brilliantly paced. I think out of any ongoing series that actually any long shonen, and this means for a series with over 100 episodes, Naruto has great pacing, and the greatest pacing. I mean, the two series that I think really have great pacing are Yu Yu Hakusho and Naruto, and I think those two both have really great pacing. But if I was to compare that to One Piece, nah, One Piece pacing not there. And I know there's big Yu Yu Hakusho fans out there. You know that series has great pacing. I think the original Naruto, even Shippuden, it has great pacing, but not as good as the original. But the original Naruto, great pacing. But apart from that, both of these series are great, really great. You have Naruto, which has this whole thing about the individual rising up to the top and being the best. But One Piece takes this whole thing of, instead of the individual is really important, but it has a crew, and he has to rise to the top with them. It has the whole we thing. There's the I and the we, which is why both of these series have different styles, but they're sort of similar. And I can understand why Naruto resonates more with a American/European audience, because it has the whole sort of thing of the American dream. And here in Europe, we are more about the I instead of the we. But whereas in Japan, they're more communal, and they're more of a community, and they like we more. They're sort of more respectful in that nature, from what I've gathered. So, like, you can tell why both of these series are popular in their respective place. They're both popular in general, but One Piece obviously dominates in Japan, and Naruto dominates everywhere else, from what I've gathered. Apart from Germany, like, you German fans love your One Piece. Especially, there's that Let's Talk One Piece guy. He's German, I think, and he loves One Piece. Like, over there, Germany's One Piece land. So you Naruto's will probably get beaten out there. But, like, that's the other thing. Stories, both amazing. Kishimoto, each arc, he brings in a new sort of thing that you can cling on to, and that is great. He has these sad moments, like certain deaths of characters. Um, I'll say Asuma, and I don't want to say the other one because there's gonna. I'm trying to get people into these series, and I don't want to say like Asuma's death was pretty sad. I won't say anymore. You guys who are Naruto fans, you know. Um, so does Oda. All of the crews past have really sad moments, and even in the Marineford arc, two people go. So you know, like both of these mangakas really make you feel for the characters, really make you connect with the characters, and the characters are really important because I feel anybody in this world can at least like or cling to at least three of the characters in this series. And I'm talking about anybody, from your grandmas to your little children. These series have so many characters that you're gonna at least find three characters that you can cling to. Like an artist may cling to someone like Deidara. Someone that just wants pure action will cling to someone like Hidan. Someone that likes old, wide, respectable people would cling to Garp. Or if you want these sort of, how do I put it? If you want like a really strong female character, someone will cling to Robin. So see, like they have such a diverse group of characters that each person can cling to. Fights, amazing fights for both of these series. Luffy versus Lucci, that's all I need to say. Gear second for the win. Naruto versus Sasuke. Um, One Piece also has. Oh, I love this fight. And this fight, in my opinion, is so underrated. Zoro versus Mr. One. Oh, that was such a great fight. Yeah, Mr. One, yeah. Zoro versus Mr. One, such a great fight. Naruto versus Pain, I really love that fight. And both of these stories have such deep elements into them. Naruto, the whole thing, the way Kishimoto focused on pain and how it affects people after war, that was really done well. We've seen it before, but the way Kishimoto done it, he executed it in such a way, and it was really original. Pain's whole ideology was that you can't know peace. If you can't know peace before you have experienced pain, and whereas like Oda has deep story elements, like there's a whole void in time in One Piece that we don't know about, and there's certain things like what was the one? Just Luffy's whole thing getting Ace, the little brother going after the big brother. There's really deep elements in both of these series. Um, and some of the characters is just, as I said, both of these series have immense characters. I can't emphasize that even more. Um, I don't know what else to cover. Musical, yeah, in terms of music. So Neverworld, you said Naruto has better music, but both of these series has great music. You know me, opening 6, awesome. Opening 7, crazy, crazy Rainbow Star, love that. Opening 13, opening 14 from the One Piece. These are One Piece ones. Naruto opening 2, opening 5. The Shippuden openings, like opening 9, opening 8, opening 7. Like most of the Shippuden openings, apart from opening 2, opening 2 wasn't all that great, and opening 5 wasn't all that great. But all of the Shippuden openings, like all of the One Piece openings, apart from opening 2 and 4, I don't really like. But like both have great openings. Just great musical scores. Like some of these One Piece musical scores are really great, and they really give you the sense of this grand just this grand story and this grand world. Yeah, Oda puts you into this massive world, and like his sense of foreshadowing, even though it's bad, it's good. Like you see, Silver's Rayleigh appears in the Shabundi Archipelago arc, whatever it's called, which is very late into the series. But he's in the third volume of One Piece. He actually has a few panels. You see posters of him. He has really great development. Jinbei was foreshadowed since the Arlong Park arc, like and Kishimoto as well. What I like about Kishimoto is that I mean, it's really inspirational Naruto story in general. He makes you believe. No, he has this message of that you can do anything, you can change people, and that's one of the things that he's trying to do. You can change people. You have the power to do that. That's what he's trying to do with Sasuke, even though he overdoes it a bit. Like both of these series, just great. I mean, I don't mind people discussing which one's better and which one's worse, but at the end of the day, I think it's important to see it as both of them are great series. Just watch what you like. Don't let people don't let people put you off a series. Don't let fan bases put you off series, and just enjoy what you like. To be honest, yeah. And another one that's coming into my favorites out of great on long going series is Gintama. I'm really enjoying that so far. Really, really great. I like the way that mangaka's doing his story. But yeah, and both of these series actually have similar inspirations. As I said, Akira Toriyama was one of their inspirations. Um, Kishimoto's was inspired slightly by Yoshiro Togashi because some of the story elements from Hunter x Hunter are you can see some of the things are similar in Naruto, but Kishimoto actually he made them into his own. If you get what I mean. Um, Also, this is something I'm going to mention in a One Piece video I'm going to upload next week. I'm just waiting on someone to give me their video. Game manic, but anyway, you can see Oda's inspirations, Akira Toriyama. Another one would be Disney as well, the way he does his character designs. He said he's been inspired from Disney things. And also, he was inspired by Seven Samurai. If you look at the East Blue arc, the way that is set up is very similar to that movie Seven Samurai. So, like, what I like about both of these guys is that they have their inspirations, but they don't just take stuff directly from them. They sort of make it their own. Unlike Kubo, that was totally the hyperbolic time chamber. We knew it. So I've gone on for long enough. Whichever one you like, just go out there, watch it, and embrace it. They're both great series. Just like what you like, watch it. Tell me your opinions. Tell me if you think Naruto is better. Tell me if you're Peace Tard. Tell me if you're Naruto. And both. Actually, one bad thing about both of these series. Some of you Naruto, some of you Peace Tards are horrible. Naruto have a really bad reputation, but I'm telling you, Peace Tards are horrible as well. They will try and convert you to a series. They think Oda is God. They think Oda hasn't made a mistake when he really has. This latest arc in One Piece and this latest arc in Naruto, they've both been letdowns. Not saying they're bad, but not Kishimoto and Oda have high expectations for their manga, and at the moment they've just been really, really mediocre in terms of the latest chapters. And what worries me about that is Oda is like halfway through his story, and Kishimoto's near the end, so it's not as bad. But Oda, step your game up. But anyway, tell me your opinions. Which one do you like more? Do you like both of them? Are you like me? J-Man's Productions on the Jzone. Sorry for this long video. Live and learn. Good luck and God bless. I'm going to be King of the Pirates, and I'm going to be the Hokage eventually once I give up on my friend. Bye. And actually, Tsunade is an E. She's not an F, she's an E. That was a joke from one of the latest chapters, but peace.